Hi there, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I hope you're doing amazing wherever you're joining me from. I hope you're having a wonderful and a glorious Friday. For me, it's been wonderful. It's been very, very hectic. I just came up now because I had some few things to round up. And I hope you've had a very fruitful week. And today is Friday. I'm sure some people are very excited about us being on Friday. Well, I mean, every day is so special and unique. We should make it a habit of living and enjoying each day as if it was the very best or the very last we had to live on planet Earth. Thank you all for joining me. I'll just share this on my page. And today I'm just actually stopping by to give you some updates. I've been really, really busy the last couple of weeks. We're setting up some amazing new projects. Some of them are fully funded. If you are in Liverpool, this is a great opportunity for you to finally transform your life. Finally become that individual that you've yearned to become and live that life that you've always dreamed of living. 1 minute and I'll be with you. Please share as you join me. Thank you. I need to find it. Thank you. Thank you all for joining me. You're welcome on board. A short session of inspiration with Dr. Sylvia Forchapley Camby, a leading empowerment and transformation authority, a health and well-being coach and mentor, executive coach, and so many other things, an international best-selling author as well. I found it. I'm going to share on my page, on my profile. It's very slow. I don't know why. Wonderful, wonderful. It's a very, very brief one. I won't be here for long. I hope you're having an amazing day. Thank you as you join me. Excuse me. I might not be able to welcome you personally as you join me, but I care about you. You are so important and you are so, so precious and wonderful and dynamic. That's why I'm doing this. It might just be for you. And I don't know what you're actually looking forward to, in your life, today, the rest of your life, in your health and well-being, in your relationships, in your career. I don't know, but I want to tell you that words are powerful. Words are powerful. Words are life or dead. We've heard this over and over. Your words eventually shape and determine the way you act, your attitude in life. The words are just the iceberg. Beneath our words are something far greater. Some things that you might not even be aware of, some subconscious issues or beliefs beliefs that you hold, some limiting beliefs that you hold, because your beliefs eventually come up to shape your values, your thoughts, and your words. Some of us might not know those beliefs that we've actually taken on board growing by those around us, our siblings, our parents, without even understanding why they believe in the things. And if we are asked why we believe in that, we cannot also give an explanation. That's why I actually put the theme of today, be deliberate about the words you speak and the words you hear. You should be deliberate, not only about the words you speak, because the words you hear will eventually impact your life as well, and the way you behave, the way you think, and your general, well-being. We've seen a lot of people have been privileged and honored to work with a lot of women who are going through some really challenging moments in their lives, especially some who are actually abused. They've come out from abusive relationships, domestic violence. And one thing is certain, some of them went into these relationships very confident. Later on, when they exited from the relationship, they said they've lost all their confidence. They don't know who they are. Well, because of the words they kept hearing. Some were not actually experiencing any violence in their relationship, but the words that were constantly spoken upon them, or to them, were really, really negative and so draining, that made them to lose every hope and confidence, and they became unwell. Some had mental problems, some had emotional issues, anxiety, and all of that, and some don't even know who they are. So you should also know that how you feel today, how you see yourself today, has been shaped not only by the words you speak, but by the words you hear others speak to you, you choose to listen to. I want to ask you, I want you to take some time and reflect. Do you often, pause and think before you speak when you speak? Do you often pause and be very deliberate before you say a word, knowing that you will be accountable for that word, and anything that happens, you will be responsible, and you are responsible? Do you ever think, or you just open your mouth and start speaking, anything that comes out without giving it a thought? Do you ever think as well of what you are constantly getting in, of the information or the knowledge you are constantly getting in from the media, from the news, from those around you, from your schools? Do you think? Or it's just become a norm. You're like, I'm watching the TV, I'm watching the news. Whatever they say, it doesn't matter. I will just sit and let that sink into my beautiful and amazing mind. Or you're in a home. They are swearing, they're being abusive, saying all sorts of things that you do not like, that make you feel low and drained. Do you just sit there listening without deliberately thinking about the impact and effect it's having on you and your general well-being? So you could be able to walk away from that place if you can, or tell them to stop the conversation if you can. But if you cannot, then you leave. And if you cannot leave, maybe you start speaking something else. You can be in an environment and people are speaking, but you're not listening to them. You're not attentive to that which they are speaking. So listening is quite different. You might be hearing me, but you're not listening to me. So that's why I said you must be deliberate. But about the words you speak and the words you choose to listen to. Don't say you were forced to listen to. Absolutely no. You can't be listening to someone, right? But you're not really there. Someone can be speaking to you if you are actually obliged to stay in that position and hear them. You can make up your mind whether to listen if they are saying positive things that will build and edify and empower you, or if they are saying negative things that will disempower you and make you feel really drained and negative about yourself. You can choose not to listen, even though you are present, by speaking to yourself the words that you want to hear, by disconnecting, literally, even though you are present, but your mind is elsewhere. Thank you, my darling Thirsty, for joining. But your mind is elsewhere. So I really want to encourage you. I don't say anything that's theory. I mean, we might have heard of this, but my life is a living testimonial of what I speak, and the amazing thousands and thousands of people, millions actually, I've been privileged to work with since I started my journey of impacting and transforming other people's lives. They have testified of constantly or immediately transforming their lives through words. The words they speak by changing their words, which, like I said, your words is only one part, is the tip of the iceberg. It is shaped by the beliefs you hold about yourself. So we might go back to change those fundamental beliefs. Because if someone comes to you and say, oh, you're not a handsome boy, Sylvia, I just smile, I'm not a boy. You see what I mean? But if I hold the belief that I'm a boy, I might believe what they say. If someone comes and say, you don't look beautiful, you're whatever, I really don't like using negative. And I'll tell you something about that. Because when you use negative words, it doesn't only affect the person you're using those negative words towards, or, directing the words to, it affects you as well, because your mind hears them. Your mind has conceived them before you speak them out. It's actually in you, so it damages you as well. And because words are actually, life or death, remember, anything that is deadly that comes through your body has a deadly impact in your own self as you speak it. And that will explain why a lot of people who are always at unrest, who are always angry, who are always bitter, they are always bitter. It's not about whoever they are talking to at that time, because they've been hearing the bitter words they speak constantly, and their body, their entire mind has been polluted and has been so pessimistic, and they are not happy because they are constantly receiving negative energy from the negative words they speak. So let me tell you something. If someone is always negative, you should grow to have compassion on them, because they are destroying themselves. They are not only destroying you through the words they speak, as long as a word that is deadly, because the energy with which it vibrates and is spoken to you, it's so important. And that's why maybe if I say something negative to you and I say it smiling, I'm going to really, what can I say? What can I say? I've trained myself so much. It's become so natural and so normal for me to be so positive that I struggle to find negative words. As it says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. My heart is full of positives. My heart is full of positive words. And when you make that, hi, my darling Stella, when you make that your lifestyle, when you cultivate that habit, believe me, you cannot speak negative words. You cannot abuse others, because by abusing others, you are negatively impacting yourself. And that's why people who are abusive, they will always be abusive. Whoever come their way, they will always be at unrest. They will always be unhappy. They will always be sad, because they are used to listening, hearing negative, evil, pessimistic, and destructive words which are deadly. It passes through them as a vessel before getting to whoever it is intended for. So they as well are damaged. But you have the choice to listen to them, beloved. Will you listen? I want you to really think, if there's one thing that you leave here today, I want you to actually leave here making that decision that as from today, I'm going to make the choice. The choice is yours. We cannot say we don't have a choice. No one has control over your mind. No one has control over your thoughts. No one has control over your hearing. I can stand with you in the same place. Someone speaks to us, we hear in two different ways. So no one can control and determine that which you must listen to and take in. So I want you to deliberately make that choice today. Deliberately. That as long as you live, you will cease listening to words and take them on board that do not empower you, that are destructive, and that actually drain the energy and sap the life out of you. Wherever it's coming from, you might be a child, it's your mother. Some mothers can be negative. It's your father can be negative and abusive. Beloved, you are not obliged to listen to them. You can be there. Your mind is somewhere else. You're not thinking, or you're thinking something else. You can be there. Like today's children, you tell them to do something, and then it's like they don't hear you. They repeat, they ask you, or you send them to go do something. By the time they get there, in the 21st century, and especially in the Western world, most of them come back, they've forgotten. They are so distracted. They are in front of you. You speak to some of them. They say yes. And they go upstairs. They don't even know what you asked them to do. So beloved, that is it. You can be unattentive to destructive and disempowering words. Because words are life or death. I've seen people, like I was saying before, who've become so low, so unwell. Some are even depressed and on medication because they were in an abusive relationship. before they knew they were great. And when people started telling them that over and over, they tend to believe that, and it actually destroyed them from inside out. And they don't see themselves as worthy anymore. They don't see themselves as great anymore. If you're one of that, I want to tell you this. This is an opportunity for you to make change. Change is the one thing in life that is constant. Whatever you have gone through in your life, change is possible. If you are willing, if you desire change, you must first of all desire it. If you desire to change your life so you're happy, you don't live by the bondage that someone has been telling you. You don't live by the words that someone has labeled and defined you. You live by the ultimate words that your Creator, your Heavenly Father says about you. That you are beautiful and wonderfully made. That you are one of a kind. That you are destined for greatness. That you are so unique and precious and wonderful and incredible. You choose to listen to that. And you say no to any other word that is contrary to this. Yes, you might have weaknesses. Yes, you might have shortcomings. But guess what? I want you to embrace yourself as a perfectly imperfect human being created for a purpose. You were imperfect for an original purpose. It is wonderful to be perfectly imperfect. So you understand that you are not perfect and you are humbled. And you know that we need one another to build our world. So relax. You might think you have some negative areas. Let me tell you what you're going to do. If someone keeps seeing your negatives, your weaknesses never define you. What you were born to do and what you will become tomorrow is defined by your strengths, your greatest talents. That which you build and develop in you will lead to what and who you become. The greatest strength of the eye, for example, is that of sight. The strength of everything, of the nose, is breathing. It determines their purpose. So if someone is so used to identifying your weaknesses and putting you down, beloved, from today I want you to make that decision. You will choose to focus on your strengths. Tell them, yeah, you're very right. All right? Depending the way they put it. If it's so abusive and destructive, do not accept it. Okay? Maybe someone comes. Let me give you an example. Someone comes. Maybe you've put on some weight. That's true. No one is actually defined beauty or ugly based on their size. I will check what you are saying later on, my darling Stella. I will check that here because I can see I have the reflection. So you've put on some weight and someone comes, oh, you're fat, you're ugly. Come on. Come on. That's not who you are. You're beautiful even as you are. What you should speak to yourself. I need to work on improving my health and my weight. I need to become fit. I want to become fit. I desire. So you are accepting. The reality is you've put on excess weight. You are obese. You are not fit. You are unhealthy. But remember, the words you say become more magnified and they become very, very effective and made manifest in your life. If you keep saying I'm fat, I'm oppressed, I'm so whatever, that's what you keep saying. Your mind doesn't desire otherwise because you don't give your mind any instruction to desire a better life and work on your behalf for that life. You should say, when they want to tell you, so do not listen. Somebody wants to tell you, you are aware. You've acknowledged the fact that you are overweight. This is not your ideal weight. Well, I know who I am. But I know my beauty is not defined by the size of my skin. I am beautiful and wonderfully made, irrespective of how I look like externally. But I understand that being fit and healthy will help me to live a great and fulfilled life and live a purposeful life on earth. So I plan to work on improving my health and fitness. And I've heard some people, for example, telling themselves, I'm rubbish in this. Never you permit anyone to tell you you're rubbish in any area of your life. I think I remember once I was trying to complete a form somewhere, and I was trying to read, I was delaying, and one lady said, oh, you're rubbish, you're more rubbish than me in this or whatever. I just smiled. I'm like, no, I'm never rubbish in anything. And she looked at me. I'm like, no, honestly, whatever it is that you might not be good, okay? Acknowledge it, but what you can say, I need to improve on this area. If only you desire to improve on that area. I cannot be my weakest strength. I'm not a pilot. I can't pilot a plane. Do I desire to improve my strength and become a pilot? No, it's not relevant for my life. Some weaknesses are not relevant for the fulfillment of your purpose. So once you become actually aware of that fact, You don't need to improve every weaknesses. Some things you see are weak as weaknesses are not weaknesses. They are not relevant for you to fulfill your purpose. So never you term yourself as being rubbish in anything in life. If there's some area where you need it, all you need to do, I really need to improve on this area in my life. I really need to improve on my health and well-being. I really need to improve. I'm so aware. Sometimes I get so angry, upset, and I just speak. I really have to work on my emotional intelligence. I really need to work on my self-control. Then you start looking for support. And in that way, you are bold, you're confident, because you are looking for something that you know you need. You don't feel inferior because you don't have that gift or that strength. You know you don't have it, but you can work on it because you need to work on it, so you're happy and fulfilled. Let me see what Stella has been saying. Another area, what can I say? Maybe it's finances. I know a lot of people who walk about saying, oh, I'm so poor, I'm so poor, I'm so... You know what? Being broke is literally different from being poor. No one is born poor. You are wealthy. You've got a lot of asset in you. It's how you can transform that asset into liquid cash. How you can liquidate the asset that's in you. Your potential. Potential is unused ability, talent, strength. There are so many things in you that you've not actually developed, utilized, and maximized. Never call yourself poor, and never let anyone call you poor. You walk boldly. You ask yourself, you might not really have the money. How can I work hard so I can have more money? In what ways can I transform my assets, my strengths, my potential into liquid cash? In what way? So you don't look at yourself as poor. In the moment, I might not have the money. In the moment, I might be broke. Don't even say that. But I know I am a world of resources, of assets, of wealth. And I need to start working on maximizing and transforming these great strengths and assets and possibilities within me to make cash, to become rich and wealthy. Whatever it is, your career, just change it, because your words are powerful, remember. I will just recap again. Then I look at what my wonderful Stella has been saying. Thank you so much. I'm just going to look at that. I've done this, but I think today I'm doing it in a different way. I never do anything the same. And I'm just trying to tell you to be so deliberate, so deliberate about the word you speak. Before you speak a word out, think. They said, if you thought evil, lay your hands upon your mouth and keep it shut. Do not speak if you don't have anything good to speak. As you speak evil, it doesn't only affect those you speak to, it affects you as well. And those who are so used to or fond of abusing or putting down the others, they suffer from low self-esteem issues and confidence. So they want to put you down so they feel a bit better. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. Sooner or later, when you rise up, they are still where they were. Rather than working and developing themselves to become better, they spend their time putting you down, abusing you and cursing you. And like I said, try and watch people. Watch your environment, those you associate and relate with. The way they treat you, try and be conscious. Watch the way they treat others. Watch the way they talk to others. It's usually not about you. And the truth is, they say to the pure, all things are pure. So maybe if someone is constantly abusing you, 10,000 might be against you, but that does not define you. Who you are is defined from within you. Let me check now. And I replied, thank you, my darling Stella. Thank you so much. I need to dash off. I've got some work to round up. Then I've got to go see my son and my daughter who are running and representing the school. Wonderful. You're perfectly correct. No one was born poor. Thank you, darling. We are all so rich. It says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. We are poor because of ignorance. Ignorance, lack of knowledge of who we truly are, of the wealth of resources, talents buried within us to make wealth, to create wealth, or the lack of knowledge of the opportunities and possibilities out there for us to maximize and create wealth. So gain knowledge, and above all, knowledge of the truth of who you are, your greatest strengths and potential, and make sure this empowering word is spoken over your life, your children, your family. You overcome it. Good always overcomes evil. That's the truth. Light always overcomes darkness. That's the truth. Powerful, lively words always overcome deadly words. Deadly words come because lively words are absent. In the presence of lively words, dead words have no place. You are only dead when there is no more life in you. So words are lively or deadly. So words that are spoken to you, you know what? They are dead. Because evil, negative words are dead. Unless you tend to resurrect them, you give them new life by thinking about them, going over, worrying, and then you make them germinate and become life again in your mind. So come on, you speak life. When you keep speaking the lively words, they grow and they produce much more fruit, and you're full with a bountiful amount of great words, positive words, empowering words, that you're overflowing everywhere, that any negative word spoken over you is automatically neutralized by the well of positivity in which you dwell, and that's overflowing from you. Thank you so much for joining me. And remember again, everything spoken comes from within us. Let no one ever tell you cause them to insult you or say what. No, you are not in their mind. You are not in their heart. They've been harboring bitterness, negative words, deadly words, and that's all they have. But when they speak them, remember, it's dead until you give it life. Death has no effect. Who is dead has no power over you. You speak for the words that are lively now, and they take control and have power. They also have the power of transforming those who are so negative, those who are so pessimistic and abusive, into great people, because you give them life. Thank you. Let me just check again. I can check on the screen. I'll check here. That's right. No one. Wonderful, Stella. Thank you. Thank you, darling. The power of the tongue. You're very, very right, my darling Stella. The power of the tongue. You know, you can tame everything in the world. We can tame lions, but not the tongue. Not the tongue. So you see, you need to tame your mind. You need to control your mind. That's why it says, be transformed through the renewal of your mind. It's within the mind. The tongue speaks of whatever is coming forth from within your mind, your heart. So if you need to work on anything, it's within your mind. Transform it, renew it by these words I'm speaking to you. Daily words of who you are, the power of words. So you choose and you deliberately use only words that are lively, words that are constructive, that are empowering. And you reject and say no to words that are disempowering. You can speak over them. And I've said that if somebody tells you you're a fool, there is no point saying I'm not a fool. You're still using the word fool. I am intelligent. I am a victor. I am an amazing woman. Someone says you're ugly, which I don't like to say. I am not ugly. You're not saying who you are. You're not saying the truth. The truth sets you free. The truth sets you free, and the truth alone. So who are you if you are not dumb? You are intelligent. That's the truth. You are creative. That's the truth. You are beautiful. That's the truth. Only those words can bring life and set you free. Not by saying, I am not ugly. No. You are using the same words. And our mind sees, when you say ugly or beautiful, your mind sees a picture of beauty, and it defines you as such. When you use that again, your mind does not see anything. Do not is no word, literally. It's no image. And not is no image. So your mind still sees the ugly. So watch out, and God bless you. And it's been really amazing. And I've been really busy. I just want to update you. I've seen some of the comments. I'm surely I've missed some. I can't see more than what is here. Thank you, darling. Thank you for all that. I'm so grateful for your contributions. There is one of the secret of being young. I love that. I love that. It's really the secret of being young, because you keep bringing life to your body. That's it. I'm always smiling. I'm always positive. You know, even when I do wrong, I'm saying I'm sorry and laughing. I am imperfect. No one is perfect. It's cool. It's cool. So you can permit yourself, and then let God's strength make manifest where you are weak. So come on, don't let anybody try to define you by your weakness. As I was saying again, your strengths define you. Be deliberate about the words you speak, but be also deliberate about the words you listen to. I, for one, I don't listen to the media, to the news. The news is so negative. I might be there because my husband loves to watch the news. If it's something positive and educative, I might stop because I am deliberate. But when he starts doing some other stuff, I just leave. You know, I don't get into negative conversations, disempowering conversations. I dislike swearing. I don't like being in an environment where people swear. I leave, or I tell them. If they don't want to stop, then I leave. Because if you keep robbing yourself, associating with these people who swear, who are so pessimistic, believe me, you're taking it on board. It rubs on you. The environment is contaminated. Can you imagine life in the midst of dead people? It can be really, really terrible. But when you live in the midst of lively people, people who are alive, you feel born again, you feel young, you feel energetic and dynamic. That's my greatest secret. That's the greatest secret of very happy, fulfilled, and successful people. And then you go out and enjoy life. And I just want to encourage you again. You are unique, you are wonderful, you are beautiful, you are destined for greatness. It doesn't matter your current situation right now. Your current situation does not define you. You might be in a process where you are growing, but I want you to desire the very best. Until you desire a better life, then you will not have a better life. Until you desire it, then you are determined to work towards that and nothing else. So you will be determined to associate with like-minded people who are heading towards your direction, towards the vision that you have chosen. Don't associate with those who are pulling you away or who are walking in opposite direction, because if two do not agree or two are not going to the same direction, they cannot move. You will be pulling one forward, the other is pulling you back. How can you move? You will be stagnant. So once you actually determine, you desire, and then you actually must devote the time, energy, and resources, pay the price today to become that great, amazing, powerful, incredible, wonderful, and great individual that you were born to be. Pay that price today so you gain your freedom and pay any price later. And then I want you to be disciplined. It takes discipline. Discipline is the greatest key between successful and unsuccessful people. We start a habit, then we become indisciplined, we drop it. We start a weight loss journey or a keep fit journey, then on the way we become distracted, we stop it. We start writing a book, then we are not disciplined, we stop it along the way. Remain disciplined and stay focused, and then you are determined like ever before or never before to achieve your goals. Thank you so much, my amazing Stella. Let's catch up. Thank you all joining me. You have been listening to Dr. Sylvia Ford-Chapley-Camby, a global empowerment and transformation authority, a well-being coach, best-selling author, so many other things. But right now, I just want to actually also inform you, those in Liverpool, we are coming up with a newly funded transformation project delivered by myself. So you're having one of the very best. It's for free. I'm going to go on a 12 weeks journey with you so you can unlock your greatness and transform your life once and for all. This is your moment. You cannot live 2018 the same way you came into 2018. You must come out, be actually aware of who you are, your greatest strengths, potential. You unlock them, you utilize them, you maximize them, you become a great and confident individual. So join me. It's only for 20 individuals. So we've already got some people who have enrolled. We are starting. I think we'll have an open day this July. I will update you. So please, everyone around Liverpool, Merseyside, join me on a powerful transformational journey, a project fully funded by the European Social Fund, and you have it for free. Thank you so much, and God bless you. And on Sunday, we'll be live for the Power Couple Show with my wonderful husband and an amazing couple. It will be about reviving the flame of love in your marriage. So I will send you updates about that as well. It might be 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. We'll be with another powerful couple. And it's just about iron sharpening iron. No couple is perfect, but it's about the determination and desire to become the very best and live the very best life on earth. We've got one life and one life to live only. There's no point living it in mediocrity or in sadness or in destruction. So we must work towards it. I love you all, and thank you so much for joining me. God bless you, and thank you. Bye now, and please share and bless someone. I love you all. It's quite hot. Thank you. Thank you, my darling. Thank you.